Welcome to Lawyers Who Care, the video show podcast that highlights attorneys who go above and beyond for their clients. And on each episode, we will meet a new lawyer and they will share stories of when they went beyond legal counsel for the benefit of their client. My name is Andrew Samalin. I'm the principal of Samalin Wealth, a nationally recognized wealth management firm for lawyers, their firms, and their clients. And let's applaud lawyers who care and learn from them. Today, my guest is Ksenia Rudyuk. She is the founder and principal attorney of Rudyuk Law Firm, and Ksenia practices divorce and family law in all 5 boroughs of New York City. And welcome, Ksenia.
Thank you, Andrew. I appreciate you having me. Thank you.
Sure. So tell us about your firm.
We are a very fast-growing firm. So we are a boutique firm in New York City, and we specialize in all aspects of family and divorce law. We are a litigation firm. Clients come to us when they cannot reach an agreement on issues arising out of their relationship as a parent or out of their divorces. They come to us to help them. It doesn't mean we run to court right away, file, and litigate like crazy. We still try to find amicable solutions. We try to negotiate settlements for our clients and get them overall to a better future, because that's why they come to us. As I said, we're a very fast growing firm, and I add employees every year, and we double or triple the amount of clients we service year after year. And I hope that evident by the reputation within the legal community and the civil community and all over online. The reputation is great, and people come to us when they need help, and we actually provide it. We do care.
And how have you come to the profession itself? What made you want to become an attorney?
Parents. And when I say parents, I don't mean that either of my parents is a lawyer. I actually don't have lawyers in my family. But at the time I was growing up, first of all, I wanted to be an actress. I wanted to perform. I wanted to recite poems, dance, play musical instrument. But at that time, being an actress was not sustainable and was not prestigious, and there were no good movies made in the country where I grew up at that time. So my parents said, you should be a lawyer. There were 2 options for kids like me from, modest families, and those were to become an interpreter. And that was supposed to be, that was considered a prestigious, profession and well-paid profession, or become a lawyer. Becoming a lawyer was more competitive, more difficult to get into the universities, and languages was not. So my parents said I had 2 options. I started with languages just because I loved studying languages, English, German. I spoke Russian, I spoke Ukrainian. But then I transitioned into law. And I joke that I am one of those cases where parents know better. I am actually extremely, extremely grateful to my parents for giving that direction to me, because as I started studying law, I fell in love with it. I just loved thinking, creating solutions, applying facts to law, digging for evidence, putting arguments together. Like, I really enjoyed all the 5 years that I had to study in my country to become a lawyer. And only then, when I came to the United States, I decided that I wanted to go to law school here as well. So to answer your question, my parents.
Gotcha. And I'm sure they're super proud, for sure.
I hope they are. I'm sure they are. Yes.
Good. And so, as a litigation firm, there's a couple different process choices that folks can go through. They could do, litigation, they could do collaborative, they could do mediation, they could do pro se. From a litigation standpoint, what do you usually find as the components that lead to not being able to resolve the matter prior to, all hell breaking loose?
I would say it could be a combination of different things. And sometimes you deal with clients who do not understand the system, do not know the law. Obviously, that's why they come to us. And it's hard to explain to them that the results they are seeking are not always possible. So it takes a lot of psychology to work with clients and guide them in the right direction in order to help them settle and not fight for years and spend tons of money on litigation. Another big component is legal representation. A lot of times we have opposing counsel who feed their own egos. It's the case, it's very personal, and it's their personal win versus the win for their clients. And a lot of times, the litigation blows into something it shouldn't really blow into. There's a lot of unnecessary motion practice, litigation, and instead of open, clear communication between opposing counsel, more and more motions are being filed. And the third component would be the system itself. So even though we have amazing judges, we have amazing support magistrate, referees, the overall court system in New York City is not the most efficient. I can't compare it to other states, but it has its own flaws and it gets better and better every year. But still, the calendars with the courts are really, really booked. You get court appearances sparsed in like months, one from the other. It's harder to move cases along when you can't get on the court's calendar in time for an issue to be resolved. So I'd say it's mostly, in my own experience, the combination of those three things. So, but we've managed to navigate all of those three components and work effectively with clients, not give up to the unreasonable demands of opposing counsel, and build good reputation, relationship with courts and attorneys and clerks. And that helps as well. So,
and a great client story. Share one with us.
I have so many of them. I think I'll give you an entertaining story. I have a client who I've had the attorney-client relationship for over 10 years now. And not because this is a dragged out litigation. This client actually retained my firm for at least 6 matters. She came to me about 10 years ago with a simple uncontested divorce and only needed help with paperwork. Both of the spouses signed all the papers, we filed them. While we were waiting for the judgment of divorce to be issued, she called me and she said, "Ksenia, I am getting married." And I said, "Congratulations, but you still have to wait for this judgment of divorce to be signed first. You're still married." So then after this, she retained us, to do a prenuptial agreement for her. She wanted a very simple, very straightforward prenuptial agreement, didn't want to talk about spousal support, just the premarital assets that she wanted to protect. And then after we drafted, negotiated, had the prenuptial agreement executed, she disappeared for about 2 years. And then she called me again and she said, "I'm getting divorced." So that was the second time then she came to the firm for divorce. But at that time, the husband actually decided to sue her for spousal support. And she's a very well-to-do, very successful, very high-functioning lady. So we actually litigated spousal support because she didn't want to have it in the prenuptial agreement. So against my advice, we litigated her divorce for about 1.5 years, negotiated it, settled it. While we were waiting for the judgment of divorce on her second divorce, she called me and said she wanted to get married. So I joke that it's a repeat business, clients come to us. But what I like to see there is that people are not afraid of change.
Ksenia, the heart wants what the heart wants.
That's true. No doubt there.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of, a lot of successful stories, a lot of grateful clients. We help clients get expedited divorces, which is not an easy thing in New York, but with the right paperwork, reaching out to their other attorneys, like in this specific case, there was an immigration issue which was pressing, and we had to get a divorce for our client to help with the immigration matter. We worked closely with the immigration attorneys, to provide enough convincing evidence to the divorce court for the divorce court to put that matter on the expedited calendar for trial. So we got that client divorced within 2 days after we filed all the paperwork, all the motions. So which was amazing. And many stories nowadays with challenging, I would say, situation in the world. A lot of people came from Eastern European communities to New York. And unfortunately, we see a lot of families breaking up, and one parent coming to New York with kids or without kids, and the other parent staying in one of those countries, right, which are now in conflict. And then parents fight about custody. So in the last 2.5 years, it's become a big flood of people with issues like this, like international, right, like cross-border issues, which is an extremely amazing, interesting practice area. Very challenging though, but we've been getting really good results for our clients, and I pride on this, and I'm grateful for the team that I have. It's not just me, so I wouldn't be able to do it without the team I have in the firm.
Sure. So today my guest is Ksenia Rudyuk. She's the founder and principal attorney of Rudyuk Law Firm. Ksenia, can you provide our audience with your contact information?
Yes, the firm can be reached at 212-706-2001. Our amazing intake specialist picks up the phone and will help potential clients set up an appointment. They can also email us at info@caddickny.com. And the abbreviation Caddick was created 15 or 20 years ago when I was much, much younger and inexperienced. And I decided that Caddick would stand for children and divorce. And it stuck with me. And that's how people know us. So info@caddickny.com. Or they can always find our information online by going to our website at www.caddickny.com.
Wonderful. Everyone, this has been the Lawyers Who Care video show podcast that highlights attorneys who go above and beyond for their clients. As you can see, Ksenia is certainly one. If you're an attorney or know one that goes above and beyond, please feel free to reach us, 914-666-6600, 914-666-6600. Ksenia, thank you again for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Andrew, for having me. I appreciate it. Thank you.